Well, where do I sit? Oh, I see. Right over here? Well, suppose I should introduce myself. My name is Jack Baxler, and I'm planning on building the biggest amusement park on this side of the Mississippi. Baxler's Bayou is its name, and don't you just worry about sponsors, because I'm my own sponsor. Oh, where is that chair you mentioned? Oh, there it is. I need to rest my derriere. Ugh. Riding by Griffin is mighty windy and bumpy, as I might say. Yes.
Where is, how you say, chair? Oh, there it is. I see. I am, Norman Fettuccini. But you may know me by the fingers, if you are one of my clientele.
I am Knock, skull crusher of planets, and I have come to your planet for one thing, and one thing only. What's this for? Well, some people down in the bayou need a little more aggressive talking to. My name is Professor Wiggle Chiselbottom. I'm the High Council member of the Whistle Shizzle School for Gifted Children. I've come here all the way from Scranton, Pennsylvania. Have you heard of it? No? Well, it's in Pennsylvania.
My job? Oh, well, let's just say I am, what do you call it, reacquisition specialist. My clients come to me with something they want, and I, get it to them. Pays a pretty penny too.
I've searched far and wide for this one thing that I cannot find in other galaxies. It simply does not exist. What's this for now? Well, down in the bayou, when I'm deciding to build Baxter's Bayou, it used to be a old bog town, you see. And there's still a couple stragglers that don't like the whole idea of fun attainment for the kids. So they need a little more aggressive convincing to get out. Now, I know what you're thinking. What are you talking about? Well, they sold their land like 5 months ago. I bought up all the property, and there's still like a couple wackadoos that still won't leave. So we come in with one of these, and they scurry off back where they want to, protesting about iron cables isn't good for the environment when they're underwater. They will oxidize and poison the water. Well, in business, there's some do's and don'ts. And building this Baxter's Bayou is a do. Yes.
What am I doing here? Oh, well, I'm, what you say, between jobs at the moment. Some, vacation time is, what I'm doing. Seeing the sights, as you will.
In this bag contains the most sought after treasures that I have killed and maimed many species for. Yes. Tom Jones, what's new? Pussycat. Original soundtrack. The biggest vomit I ever caught? What I'd have to say was this 4-incher. But don't let the length fool you. That's what they say. Like, they see the length and they go, oh, that's so super small, Jack Baxter. Well, I'd say in width, this vomit was about 10 inches. 4-inch, 10-inch weasel. We were eating weasel for months. Jerked weasel, grilled weasel, fried weasel. Ooh, weasel jambalaya. We were eating that weasel for months. I was about to say years, but that's because I froze some. So I ate it 4th of July, grilled it right up, tasted good as new.
Big X.
They invited me all the way out here, in this hot place. No one told me it was going to be this hot. I wouldn't have worn my comfy robe. But alas, I'm here.
Do you have a light? No? That's fine. I bring my own. If I can get one out of here, use these gloves, you know. Oh, screw it. Yeah. I can get it out. Very nice. I bring my own. It's my favorite brand. They say it's bad for the lungs, but I don't care about that crap.
Tennessee, Ernie Ford. Tennessee is not a word that exists anywhere else in the galaxy. Tennessee Ernie Ford sings Civil War songs of the South on stereo. It does not exist. I can only find it here. Yeah, I'm big on the environment. I'm a pretty big fan. I mean, how else will you see all these phantasmical creatures down in Baxter's Bayou? With alligator crossing signs where we let them little kitties see them cross the street like humans. That's where the big bucks are. Believe me. How does a child find that they're gifted, you say? Well, we used to send owls down the chimneys to the kids. But the United States Post Office didn't like that. Said it was not sanctioned as official mail, and that it was illegal. But as they will have it, so shall it be done. So we've changed to horse carriage to make them angry because they have to do it. So now it's by horse, and...
What else do I spend money on? Well, a little bit of here and here, some Bosch, original Mozart scores. I have a couple of those Symphony 1, 7, and 9 in a secure location. The original Mona Lisa is one of mine. The one in the, how you say, art gallery, that one is also technically one of mine, but I made it, so.
Tom Jones live at Caesar Palace. There's 2 records in this one. Do you know how hard it is to get a live recording that isn't screaming and maiming of children. Millions of races perishing. Anywhere else than Earth? Impossible. With Tom Jones, though, with such songs as Dance of Love, Cabaret, and Bridge Over Troubled Water. I really like that one. Mainly because bridges simply do not exist anywhere else in the galaxy. We have rivers, yes, but we send our kin to cross them and fill the rivers with the blood and bones until it becomes a landmass and we can walk across it and destroy more. I think I got something stuck in the barrel. I can't really see it without a good grip. A little dirt got in there, I think. It's out now. Got it. My beard. Oh, yes. I've been growing it for quite some time, you see. It was back in 18079 when I started growing my beard. You see, my razor had broke, and I never got around to replacing it. And I'm not a big guy about going to a place to get a haircut, because I gotta validate my parking, and they say they won't validate the Griffin. It's a whole thing. So I just let it grow. It saves you money. Instead of like a haircut once a month for $15, $20 now, are you kidding me? To cut my hair? You're crazy if you think I'm gonna spend $15 on cutting my hair. It cost me $15 for just like a week of Griffin food. You think I'm gonna pay $15 for a haircut? You're out of your mind.
I am also a big fan of, how you say his name, Charles Chaplin. I love Charles Chaplin. He's a funny comedian, funny comedian. He slips on a banana peel in the most brilliant type of film shot ever. They don't do it really anymore. Instead of those artsy-fartsy, how you say, independent filmmakers. I'm not a huge fan of the independent filmmakers. I much more prefer, but I also much prefer the olden days when it was the best 2 colors you can get out here. Sometimes 3, if you know what I mean. Red, ruby red, beautiful color.
Tennessee on it forward again! I do not need to go into detail. Why? Tennessee isn't a word anywhere else in the galaxy. It simply isn't. Hymns. My people do not sing of hymns. They sing of war. Now snakes. Snakes are the worst ones. You gotta watch out for snakes. There's the animal snakes and then there's the people snake. They both got forked tongues, you know. Yeah. We've got a snake problem. We've been trying to get rid of it for a while now. Oh, these are for when I'm riding the griffin. You see, it's very, very windy up there. It gets very, very wet when you're on a griffin and it's going through clouds, which, if you don't know, are made out of small, small little water elementals that sometimes get angry and rub against each other and make thunder elementals come down, which is also a teleportation method. Blends right in. It's too expensive for me. I invested too much in my griffin to use teleportation. There's also a hell going through the TSA.
I hate bees. They, whenever it's somewhere warmer, there's always bees. Always getting in the way of my work. They like to make nests, hives. Hives. Always where I need to go. Horrible, horrible creatures. Wasps too. How you say, electric along the walls. Why? Why do they make their nests in little electrical outlets and scaffolding on building? I do not understand those creatures, those insects. Always buzzing around. I'm not even a fan of honey. It's too sweet and viscous, sticky. I don't like sticky things. I don't need the fingers having the sticky fingers, if you know what I mean.
But him. His sultry, smooth voice sings the hymns of your people. I don't even know what's Rock of Ages. I do not know what that could possibly be about. In my life, in my culture, we have a cave that we mark how old we are, but we mark it by wars. So, the more wars you've been in, the greater your age. Well, I do not know. I like his voice, though. Smooth, like what you call whiskey. It is a fine drink to give to your enemies to dull their senses before you clobber them. One of the interns came up to me and said, "Mr. Baxter, here's your water, your Arrowhead water that you required." And I said, "Arrowhead? I hate Arrowhead." I said to Sonny when I put in that order for him for water. And they said, "No, you checked the Arrowhead box." And I looked him straight in the eyes and I said, "Jack Baxter doesn't drink any Arrowhead water." Slithered back off, brought me to Sonny. Next 5 minutes. Oh, his name. His name is Bloodheads the Griffin. That's his name. Bloodheads the Griffin, because he's a griffin. But the griffin is part of his name. I thought it was funny, and now it just confuses people. Mainly the veterinarian when I get him his claws done, when they get too sharp after like 2 or 3 months. I never had the heart in me to get him declawed, because he needs those to scratch himself. Yes.
Hagfish is another one. I do not understand that fish. I do not even think it is a fish. I think it is some sort of eel or some type of water worm. It doesn't have a spine, so it's invertebrate, something whatchamacallit. Yeah, they have slighted me more ways than you might have think in my way in the trade, in my job. They've come up more frequently for some reason. I do not like them either. I consider me unlucky with hagfish. Also makes very viscous, sticky liquid too. I do not understand. I do not like how you say, animals that do that. Creatures that make sticky secretions. Actually, bees don't really secrete it, but you get the point.
Tom Jones, help yourself. Oh, I certainly will, Tom Jones. Because I have a record player, and I will be playing these vinyls. It's funny, because the last song on the album is all I can say is goodbye, which is all you can do when you've massacred any innocents that stand in your way of progress and the spoils of war. I love Tom Jones. We've been keeping Baxter's Bayou on the down low of what we're gonna do with it, because we don't need all these nosy Nancys coming around the park. You see. But we got some potential guests when it's built. Do you know the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia? Him and a couple of his fellas. Ooh, they're raring to go on the big bass wrestling ride. I think less so the prince and more of his bodyguards. But you know, business is business down here. And I love business. Mimilolo isa no nakala. Ish, paloka minando. There have been some incidents of children going missing on the premises. And yes, there has been alleged screaming coming from the Bloodhead the Griffin's griffin nest on the campus. And yes, I've been told many times that I can't house the griffin next to the boys' dormitory. But he's lived there for 30 years. You can't just move a griffin. After that, and for the missing boys, well, it's magic. Anything can happen. Maybe they're wearing an invisibility cloak and they forgot to turn it off. They could be in class and they're quiet kids, you know?
Am I liking it? Oh, it is pretty good. A little too, how you say, moist. It is very moist in the air. Not good for my current repertoire, but I can't let people know how I look. Like my face on facial recognition scanners with what you say, artificial intelligence. It is a very precarious business. I'm probably already showing you too much with my eyes. They can probably scan that and figure out who I am by now. Very, very, very nasty business. I'm not a fan of image recognition software. It too gets in the way of my work. More often than not now. It was good 10, 20 years ago when it did not exist.
Tom Jones. Green, green grass of home. We do not have grass on my planet. That should be clear. No vegetation grows at all. Not since we've industrialized and built smokestacks that blot out the skies that require invasions to other cities and planets to take their resources. Yes, this green grass of mine indeed. My grandpappy taught me how to hunt when I was just a wee boy. Not with a BB gun, of course. You know. Just hit a lizard. I still got it. Yeah. My grandpappy is the one that teached me everything I know. He was also my greatest hunt. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm quite fond of bagels. I love bagels. I love that they're these small, round, grainy, doughy bread with a hole in the middle so I can hold it and put my finger through. Makes it very easy to hold while flying. Because otherwise you hold a sandwich like this, the lettuce tomato is gonna fly everywhere. Out of the sky because I'm flying all the time. Well, bagel, I can push it through my finger and then it stays like that. And I can bite it around, nom 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 nom. And then when it gets super small, it's more manageable to hold in a fist. And then you're able to eat it. I like them soft. I like them toasted. Not a big donut guy, though, surprisingly enough. I'm just not fond of, frosting. It's too sugary for me now. It gives me the shakes. Can't go anywhere when you're riding a griffin. You gotta stay still, or else you'll fall off.
Oh, the Goblin? I remember the Goblin. Nasty piece of work, that one. I've run across him many, many times. I think 13 times we were hired by different clientele aiming for the same thing. He plays very, very nasty, very dirty, I would say. Not that I don't play dirty, but I feel like I at least have a code, you know? A way I operate my business. He's more up in the air with his, what do you call it, scruples, moral scruples. Likes doing things very, very dirty. Me, myself, I prefer clean, quick, efficient.
The final one. The one I've killed the most for. The one that caused the whole search across the galaxies to find. Bongos, bongos, bongos. Bongos, bongos, bongos. That is the name. Though technically it's just bongos. It says it 6 times. And if you had multiple, you could spell out bongos. Never in my life, traveling and conquering, have I heard such exquisite war drums. Perfect for taking over cities, for planets, continents, galaxies. It is the perfect album. I've killed many for this album. Bongos. People shall hear of it as we land our ships and send out our armies They shall hear the beating of drums. As we come for them and destroy all that they have. Like they did to us. But that's in the past. And now I have it. Yes, I graduated from Harvard with a medical degree, and from, what's the other one? From England? I don't remember, it's been 500 years. But, yes, I do have my master's. Unfortunately, they required continuing education, and I decided it was time to split and start a new path. Which is what I did when I founded the Academy for Magical Boys. That being said, any degrees earned by the school isn't technically legal and won't help you in the long run for getting a normal job. Because no one believes it. But it's good for the talent. And boys, it keeps them in the school, keeps them in the network. We give them jobs, either procurement or exploration or inventing, and the school gets the cut. We give them the stuff, we teach them how to do it, and then they do it, and then they live, usually.
I'm actually, making a, retirement plan currently to, get out of the business for now. And just live a clean, simple life. My main goal for it is to blow up and then act like I don't know anybody.
Now trees are a special thing. Like this tree, good tree, hearty tree, comes with these moss fronds, Spanish moss or whatever it's called. I don't even know. It doesn't even speak Spanish. It speaks Italian, believe it or not. But they call it Spanish moss because the Spaniards brought it over. Even though it speaks Italian, they should call it Italian moss. But no, most people can't talk to plants. That's not my problem, they're ignorant. The school system should be teaching them how to speak to plants. It's not my fault they don't put it in the itinerary. I never really got the whole pulling a rabbit out of a hat thing. Like, you're wearing a big enough hat, of course it fits in there. Doesn't matter if you show them. Everybody knows it's a hidden contraption, either in the hat or in the vest. But pulling a unicorn, that requires real magic. And yes, it might be a donkey painted white with a carrot that's also painted white and carved to look like a horn. But they'll be too impressed by you pulling out of an entire thing out of a hat that's 10 times the size of it. You know? So there's that. But no, they gotta bog you down like, that's a donkey. You just painted it. Where did you get the donkey? Stop asking about the donkey, okay? You should be impressed that I pulled it out of a hat. It's 20 times larger than it, for Pete's sake. I'm getting old, and I have no heirs. All the ones I know have died. Horrible, griffin accident. Not Blood Edge the griffin, but I bought them griffins when they turned 5, and let's just say it wasn't pretty. But I was known about getting around town, so there could be a little offspring of me running around somewhere. Probably Zimbabwe, if I had to guess. I spent a lot of time there, if you know what I mean. I mean, those women in Zimbabwe, I can go on and on about it. But you probably don't care. So I won't bore you with the juicy details.
I like these. They are very, very comfortable. Lets me do things that I wouldn't, how you say, pointy. Lets me grab pointy things. Like, for example, the pine needle. Very sharp. Most people don't realize they're not going and touching pine other than like, how you say, lumberjack. I only know 3 jacks and none of them play with lumber though, so I don't really understand the name. But those lumbermen, they would probably tell you how pointy pine needles are. Also filled with a sap. Sticky sap. Keeps the sap out too. Easily washable, you know? I don't want to get stuck behind on anything.
Yes, well, I suppose it's time for the annual bloodletting that all the politicians do. They, well, I guess it's not annual. Some do it annually, but like the official thing is every 4 years. They do it in secret, of course, in a grove that the Bohemians made. There's a whole rhapsody about it. If you listen closely, he says, "Oh, please let me go, let me go." And they say, "Oh, wir nicht like, no, we will not let you go." That's the politicians. And, please let me go. It's just a poor boy from a poor family. Usually, totally not from my academy. That would be horrible if the boy was from my academy. Never. No. It's a different boy from a poor family. A poor boy from a poor family. But, that song spreads some nasty rumors, so don't believe everything you hear on the radio. Even though they sometimes play it, not as much as they used to when it came out. But yeah. We're done here. If I can find this nefarious button. We're done here. I still got him mounted on the wall. So he's looking down at me every day, seeing what a swell man I've become. My griffin's probably fueled up for the ride back by now. It's been a while since we landed, and I kind of let it do its own thing, you know, to fuel up. Saves me money from buying, like, I have to buy a whole cow and a whole thing. Just let it eat free-range stuff, and it's fine. But I should rather... It's, 1:15, so I better probably start to get going. Yes. Ooh.